Hey everyone, Brett from Sydney, here with an unboxing of the Fez Panda. Panda's the newest lineup in the range of the Fezes. This is an early production prototype that the guys from GHI have been kind enough to send down here after I managed to find where it was listed on the website. Panda's, like all the other GHI boards, is a .NET microframework board. Based on the USB-EZ 100 chip, and very standard board, very standard layout. Just looks like, from a port configuration, looks like an Arduino board, but much better. And look at all these spare IOs, they're everywhere. IOs galore. Panda is ready for prime time with all those IOs. Do anything with this board. Pre-standard configuration, 2.1mm power, mini USB, 2 buttons, reset loader button, and one of the things that you'll note, early production prototype, no soldered headers on. So one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to solder, yes that's solder, all the headers on. Here we go. Okay, solder time. Here we go. So all I've got is I've got some headers, set them up here, sitting on top of what happens to be a standard Fez Domino expansion board. Like B-Stag, I've opted for cheap and cut them myself. Every single place I've seen that has them for Arduinos is mega expensive. Buy them individually. Instead of this, you just go and buy a single run of 40, cut them to however big you want. So, all I've done, cut them to size, pop them on the pins, and now it comes time to solder. Let me position that. There we go. So, Panda, upside down, sitting right on top. Now that, there you go, holds it perfectly in position for any other shield to connect to. B-Stag used tape, which is perfectly good. Managing the alignment, making sure you solder one pin first, that's a fantastic idea. And this is just another easy way that I always tend to use, because that way you know it's held into position. Like everyone else, 2 strengths of solder. For me, I'm just going to use normal solder of, it's about 0.050 I think. Right. Same deal, soldering iron. Nowhere near as good as the guys from GHI. Apply some heat. Get some heat going. And I should have adjusted the soldering iron. Needs a bit of temperature. There we go. And number 2. I'll be back shortly after adjusting the soldering iron. Soldering iron's adjusted, temperature's a bit higher now, and I've also given it a bit of a clean. Okay, so here we go, back again. So we're on pin number 3. I did leave the pin on the Panda that's not connected, which is on the Domino shield. It's the VBAT. I've left that disconnected. Just no need to solder anything in there. Nothing's going to connect through. Nothing to connect through. So leaving it empty is fine. My real first project for this little fella is going to be connecting up to an LCD. Pretty much the same as I've kind of talked through on the forums. Just where I'm going to use the minimum number of connections I can. I'm going to use just 3 pins and use a I/O expander, a serial I/O expander IC, which will be mounted on a breadboard, and just really, leverage, I guess, the smallest number of I/Os. It's kind of a bit of overkill for this Panda that's just got so many I/O ports. I haven't even counted all the I/O ports. There's just way too many to even contemplate. Anyway, so this is a really easy job. Boring for you. Where are we? There we go. Sorry about the light, folks. Not the greatest of light. So there you go, one soldered Fez Panda. There we go. Focus is not quite there. So, solder job done, perfect alignment. All great. Like B-Stag, great idea to check through all your solder joints, make sure that they're all solid, make sure there's no sharp and daggy edges, make sure that everything's welded through. Alright, now you can see bottom of the board, lots more IOs. Not sure how I'm going to expose these the next set of IOs and the UX header. Actually contemplating doing exactly this. Once again, cheap. Buy pin headers in big strips of 40, cut them up into little strips. Hey, so I'm reckoning I might expose everything down on the bottom here. That way, you put a shield on the top, and you could even build a custom shield for the bottom. There we go. So, that's a possibility. That's one of the possibilities. I think that's the one I'll probably go with. So, there we go, one Fez Panda. Great looking board, messed up by me. Pins on the bottom, that's all good. One thing that I am going to be making really sure I do is get some standoffs, plastic standoffs. Just use the lovely mounting holes that GHI so kindly put on there. Make sure that that is insulated off anything, don't leave it sitting around on the table, all that kind of jazz. And yeah, look forward to building the first project with it. Hey everyone, it's Brett again. Just continuing on in the Fez Panda story. So this is my current breadboard setup. I've got down here on the left is a Fez Domino connected through to a 4094 serial in parallel out IC, followed by a 5-volt level translator to run my LCD, and this is just a standard HD 44780 LCD. A few of the other things that I've got a bank of switches, I've also got some LEDs just showing the processing that's going on in the shift register. And up the back here is a couple of things that we'll get into the project sooner or later. Wiz 812 Ethernet module plus a 433 megahertz wireless link. So the project's really simple, just proving concepts for proving technology. Let me just plug him in and see what goes on. Alright, activity. Alright, there you have it. Really simple stuff, just proving that the LCD works. Alright, now, one of the coolest things about the .NET Micro Framework is you can swap between devices, and in this particular case I'm going to swap over to use the Fez Panda, and shortly after the break I'll come back with it all wired up. Hang on. Okay, so here we are. Now we have Fez Panda wired in. I've just replaced all the cables directly pin for pin where they go from Domino over to Panda, and the only thing that I've had to do is to remove the reference for the Domino inside the project in Visual Studio 2010 and put in the reference for Fez Panda. Everything else just works. Here we go. Let's power up and prove it. There we go. Too easy. Awesome. Alright team, there you go. First real run through with Fez Panda. Awesome looking board. Can't wait to do more with it. Such a great thing for the GHI guys to have done. Big props to them. Form factor looks great. It looks like it'll be an awesome, awesome, awesome board for everyone to play with. Cheers guys.